Hi everyone, this is Lisa Angeletti with lisaanglettiblog.com. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on Aweber, and it's an Aweber tutorial on creating a blog broadcast. I'm doing this tutorial today because a lot of my readers have asked me about it. A great thing about a blog broadcast is that it can go out automatically and it pulls from your RSS feed from your blog. So it's really simple to set up, and it's something that you can set and forget, and it really does create meaningful engagement with your list. I have great stats from blog broadcasts that I've done with different lists. And so today I'm going to show you a blog broadcast that I'm going to create for my main subscribers. It's something I've been thinking about doing for a while. I send out a regular newsletter to my subscribers, but I've also decided I want to send out a weekly wrap-up of blog posts that I've published for the week. And I'm doing that because sometimes readers don't get a chance to see my newsletter when it goes out at the top of the week. So sometimes it's a good idea to publish something towards the end of the week that might catch a reader's attention on your list. So that's what we're going to do today. So you're going to log into Aweber and you'll come to this screen and you'll click messages, or you'll scroll over messages and click on blog broadcasts. And that's what will bring you to this screen right here. And so we're just going to click create a new blog broadcast. And as you see, we have to fill in a couple things. The first thing that we need to fill in is our RSS feed URL. That's the most important thing. It needs to be a good working URL. I use FeedBurner for my RSS feed, so I'm going to grab that code here and I'm going to input it here. The subject can be anything you want it to be, but I'm going to call mine my content marketing weekly wrap up. And I actually like to add when things are from me, just so people know. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, and here's where we get into the templates. You can decide to send your blog broadcast just like any other newsletter you would create. So they have plenty of really cool templates to use. Different niches or just kind of plain ones you can kind of edit and play with yourself. As you see, I'm kind of just scrolling through them. That one's a really cool one. So you would actually go through these and kind of pick a template that you like, and then you would scroll down and click load template, and then this template would load into your HTML area. But I like to keep my branding consistent, and I send out a newsletter that has my logo at the top, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to click on the basic plain template, which is strictly going to be my RSS feed content. I'm going to load that template. And this is where you have, this is basically all the kind of personalization items needed to create the RSS feed in your blog broadcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my banner. So I'm going to go grab the URL for my banner image. Alright, so I'll click on the image thingy here. I'll add that URL and I'll insert that. And there we go, there's my banner. This is the banner I use for my regular easing. Now, I don't want to use the RSS channel title because the RSS channel title is actually, I don't know, something kind of generic. I think it's like content marketing for entrepreneurs. So I want to kind of give this particular wrap up the title that I gave it in the subject. So I'm going to call it, in fact, I might add my name, Lisa's, or you know what, I'm going to call it Lisa's Copy and Content Weekly Wrap Up. And you know what? When we loaded the template, it changed my subject line, so I'm going to go back here and edit it again. Lisa's copy and content weekly wrap up. And maybe up here I might do Lisa Angeletti just so people know it's from me. And this I'm going to give a heading. There we go. And all the rest you can keep the same. It's going to feed from my blog, and every time I publish, this will add an article. If I've published 3 articles, depending on the parameters we're going to set up later, then there'll be this 3 times, and I'll show you how that works. So we're going to scroll down now that we have our template in. And just a side note, I like to keep the plain text here, even though it won't obviously have the banner, just because there's just some people that do not get the HTML messages. They opt to just have plain text, or there's just going to be certain subscribers that are going to miss the HTML. So you want to include everybody. And plus, when you send both types, it actually improves your deliverability in Aweber. So I kind of like to always use both. So now we're going to go to send time. This is important because do you want your broadcast to be sent immediately after you publish, or do you want to pick a certain time that it only goes out? And maybe you know that for sure that your readers only kind of read you at 9 a.m. Maybe you want it to go out at 9 a.m. So I'm going to pick 10 a.m. I kind of know that that's maybe a hot spot for my readers, so I'm going to pick that. So now we're going to see how often should we send your blog broadcast. All right, this is where the good stuff comes in. So you can decide to send it out when the number of new items on your blog is, 1 or 2 or 3, meaning that your blog has to have published 3 new items from the point that you created this to send out that first blog broadcast. I'm going to keep it at 1 because even if I've only published once that week, which can easily happen, I still want my little wrap up to go out. Now, another thing is that you can decide to not do it that way, or you can decide to send it out on a specific day of the week or a specific day of the month. In fact, I think I'm going to go with this option because I think I want my weekly wrap up to go out or you could do it, a particular day for the month, but I'm going to do mine every Thursday. And there you go. And you could also add another day if you wanted, but I'm going to just do mine for a weekly wrap up that goes out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Send automatically. This is important to check because if you don't, that means you have to log into Aweber and manually send your blog broadcasts, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing this thing. So we're going to click on send automatically so that at 10 a.m. on every Thursday, this wrap up will go out, which will be really cool. Okay, and do I want to track my clicks? Absolutely. Do I want to enable social media? Absolutely. I want people on Twitter and Facebook to know when my wrap-up's gone out. Quick stats notifications, why not? It lets me know when my messages were sent. So I'm going to save my blog broadcast. And now Aweber's told me that it's saved. My broadcast has been created. Here's the details. That's the feed title. That's not the title we gave it. Remember, we changed that. It's going to send automatically at 10 a.m. on every Thursday. And then you can always test your broadcast and send it to any email that you choose, and see what it looks like. All right, and that is how you create a blog broadcast in Aweber. It was pretty easy, wasn't it? And you're going to love the results. So this is what I'd love for you to do for me. If you like this tip today and you want to learn more, please come to my channel and subscribe and click the subscribe button. I'm going to be publishing a lot more tutorials and tips, and until that time, I'll see you then. Okay, bye bye.